Shavkat Rakhmonov is the new Khabib Nurmagomedov. A lot of people at this current moment in time are comparing Shavkat to Khabib. Since Shavkat has debuted in the UFC, he has absolutely dominated the welterweight division. He currently has 18 wins and 0 losses. And on top of that, he has a 100% finish record, which means each and every single opponent that has stood in front of him has either been knocked out or submitted. He has 6 straight wins in the UFC, which is not something that's easy to do. Usually when we see undefeated people in the UFC, they start losing just because the level of competition is much higher in the UFC than it is outside of it. But that has not been the case for Shavkat. He has remained undefeated so far, and not only is he undefeated, he has beat most of his opponents with relative ease, and without even breaking a sweat. He makes most opponents look easy. The only time we ever seen someone even get close to being this dominant was Khabib Nurmagomedov. And I guess you could say Islam Makhachev too. However, even Khabib Nurmagomedov and Islam Makhachev don't have 100% finish rates. Khabib has a 66% finish rate, and Islam Makhachev has a 64% finish rate. Shavkat has 100%. That number is absolutely insane, especially when you compare those numbers to somebody like Khabib and Islam Makhachev. Shavkat has 34 more percentage for his finish rate than Khabib Nurmagomedov, one of the most dominant fighters of all time. A 100% finish rate with a record of 18-0 is something that I've never seen before. It's the kind of stuff you see in movies and television about fighters and fighting. It is the stuff of fantasy, not fiction. But in the case of Shavkat Rakhmonov, fantasy has become reality. And although the level of competition that Shavkat has fought so far is not the same level of competition that Islam or Khabib has faced, Shavkat is already ranked number 3 in the welterweight division. There are only 3 people ahead of him: Belal Muhammad, Kamaru Usman, and the current champion Leon Edwards. And if he could finish one of them with the relative ease that he has been winning most of his UFC fights, and once he becomes champion, whenever that is, I think he will be a very dominant champion for a very long time. I mean, there's no one to stop him in the welterweight division now. Sure, he has to fight Leon Edwards at the current moment in time if he does want the title, but no matter who has the title, whether it be a Kamaru Usman, Belal Muhammad, or Leon Edwards, I think Shavkat Rakhmonov is going to take it from them with relative ease. And if he can do that, and notice how I emphasize can, I think he will be the most dominant UFC fighter that we have ever seen. I think he will surpass Khabib and become one of the greatest fighters of all time. And not only do I think he might become one of the greatest fighters of all time, I think he could be the UFC's next superstar and be right up there in popularity with people like Israel Adesanya and Sugar Sean O'Malley. I mean, he is already growing in popularity. If you have watched some of his interviews with people like Nina Jama, you know that the dude is very likable and has a great sense of humor.
Okay, you're stuck on an island. You're running out of food. There's fruits and vegetables around. Or you can eat your island mates and assert dominance.
The dude also already has 1 million followers on Instagram. That is absolutely insane. Most fighters, even if they are popular, even if they have been fighting in the UFC for years, usually have less than 1 million followers. I mean, look at Bo Nickel. Bo Nickel is someone that everybody is currently talking about, and he has only 500,000 on Instagram. And keep in mind, when I say only, that's a huge accomplishment. But when compared to Shavkat, well, you get the point. Shavkat Rakhmonov has almost as many followers as meme king Paulo Costa. And to be honest, the only way I see Shavkat Rakhmonov being beat is if Islam Makhachev goes up in weight and decides to fight him. However, Shavkat Rakhmonov is a little bigger, and I don't think Islam is going to take that risk going up in weight. But I could be wrong. It's a fight I would love to see. Other than that, when I look at the UFC welterweight rankings, I don't see anybody who's going to stop Shavkat Rakhmonov. The dude is becoming a superstar and most likely is going to be a superstar, and his future is very bright. But what do you guys think? Is Shavkat Rakhmonov the new Khabib? Is he going to be more popular and or more dominant than Khabib? Or is he all hype? To be honest, as usual, when it comes to these undefeated fighters, only time will tell. However, I truly do believe that Shavkat is going to be the next big thing in the UFC, and I think he is going to do very big things. But what do you guys think? Anyways, I love all of you. I hope you did enjoy the video. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, put those in the description below. If you have any ideas for future videos, ideas on how I can improve my current ones, put those down below as well. I love you all. Peace out. Have a good one, and I will see you next time.